Alright, today we're going to make some garlic bread. Everyone loves garlic bread. It's really easy to make at home too. Just need a few things. You're going to need your bread. You can make your own, but easiest thing to do is go ahead and just get a French loaf, or you can get an Italian piece of bread. The type of bread you choose is your own choice, but most people will use French. You're going to need some butter or margarine, some garlic. You can use fresh garlic and chop it up, mince it up yourself, or just get some that's already minced in a jar like this. A little bit of salt and pepper. I'm not going to add very much of those, but just a little bit. And then some parsley. Again, you can get fresh, or if you have some at home like I do, like in a container like that, just go ahead and use that. So we're going to need to soften up the butter and make a butter mix with our garlic, parsley, salt, and pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. You want your butter to be soft but not fully melted, so I've got it and I put it in the microwave for a little bit to get it soft. I've got some liquid, but still some of it's not all melted, because I want it to be more like a paste rather than a liquid. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can add in your garlic and parsley to taste. It's going to depend how much you want it to taste like garlic, so I'm going to put in a couple pretty good sized spoonfuls here, because I like it to be pretty garlicky. And actually my container is almost empty here, so add most of it. Like I said, salt and pepper not too much, a couple shakes of salt. Pepper the same thing, just a really quick shake, nothing much. And then add in some parsley. Then we're going to go ahead and get this all mixed up. Alright, so we're going to end up with a nice paste, garlicky paste. And next thing we got to do is cut up our bread. Now, some people will just cut it straight across. You can cut it however you want. I'm just going to kind of cut it on an angle. I feel like that gives more space. Like here, I'll show you. If we cut this straight, it's going to end up being like that big. But if we cut on angles, now instead of having a small piece, the angle makes the piece of the bread bigger. So I'm going to cut on an angle to get bigger pieces. So I'll go ahead and finish up cutting it here into pieces. Alright, so now I cut up my bread, and mine actually had a big hole in the middle inside. There was like an air pocket, so lots of my bread here turned out like that. That can happen sometimes. I didn't want to make the whole loaf into garlic bread anyways, so I got a good chunk of pieces here. And what we're going to do now is simply go ahead and put the garlic on, but I'm first going to put down a piece of aluminum foil, because we're going to cook it in the aluminum foil. And we're just going to go ahead and liberally apply this paste to each piece. Don't be stingy on it. Get it nice and covered. You don't have to leave huge globs on there, but get it nice and spread all over. I used 1 stick of butter, and 1 stick of butter is just about gone, my stuff here. So if you want to make more, these are pretty big ones, so if you're making smaller ones, 1 stick might be fine. But if you want to make more, use 2 sticks of butter. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and stack these up. And then just lay them down. Now the butter is going to be on both sides of the bread. It's going to soak into either side, so it's going to be more throughout. The last piece doesn't have any on the bottom. I ran out, but you could put a little on the bottom now. So now we're just going to kind of wrap this up so it all stays together. And we're going to throw this in the oven now at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. You can leave them in there shorter or longer. I find that when you wrap them in tinfoil, they take a little longer. So keep an eye on them. If you don't wrap them in tinfoil, or if you leave the top open, if you just lay them out on the pan, you cook them a little shorter. But I'm going to throw them in there for about 15 minutes at around 400 right now. Alright, so I've taken it out of the oven now after about 15 minutes at 400 degrees. I have some cheese over here just to mention. Some people like to put some Parmesan on top at the end. And if you wanted to make it a cheesy garlic bread, you could add some cheese on to the top of it before you cook it and get the cheese all melted in. So now that we got it, we're taking it out here. And I have a couple more pieces in there that I'll let sit. But as you can see, perfectly made garlic bread at home. Got a little bit of the parsley in there. It's really hot right now. It's still steaming a little bit. I'm going to take a bite of one that I have over here. It's pretty good. So check this recipe out, guys. Really easy to do. Always turns out great. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. We'll see you guys later.